walking through the fields when he saw an old man sitting near a stream. The old man looked quite weak, so Sven said, "May I help you?" The old man did not speak, but made a sign to carry him across the stream. Sven helped the old man to clamber onto his back and crossed the stream. But when they reached the other side, the old man tightened his grip around Sven's neck. "Let go of me," shouted Sven. But the old man did not let go. He made Sven gather food, cook, and do all the work. Sven was trapped. Finally, one day he had an idea. He found some grapes and let them ferment. In a few days, it turned into wine. Then Sven offered the wine to the old man. He had all the wine at once and slept deeply. At last, his hold loosened and Sven was able to escape. The gigantic snake, Jared and Nate were riding through the scrubland when they heard a strange hissing sound. Their horses seemed uneasy, so the two boys decided to stop and camp for the night. They found an old barn nearby. Then, tired, they went to sleep. Jared was woken up by a strange sound. It sounded like the hissing they had heard earlier, but much louder. He grabbed his gun and slowly crept out of the tent. He stopped in shock. There was an enormous snake just outside the camp. Jared watched in horror as the snake swallowed up one of the horses. Jared shot at the snake, but in the dark, he was not sure if he had killed it. He woke Nate up, and they packed up their bags quickly. Taking the remaining horses, they rode away, warning people for miles around of the gigantic snake in the scrubland. The Innkeeper, Penny and her brother Derek were trekking across the countryside. They decided to stay at an inn for the night before continuing on their journey. The innkeeper offered them some rice and vegetables, cooked with some strange herbs. Penny was suspicious of the innkeeper, so she decided not to eat the vegetables. She tried to warn her brother, but he did not listen. As soon as they had eaten, Derek felt very sleepy. Penny took him up to the room and pretended to sleep. An hour later, Penny heard the room being unlocked. The innkeeper crept in and walked over to their bags. At once, she stood up and screamed loudly. The neighbors rushed in and caught the innkeeper red-handed. They realized that the innkeeper would drug travelers and then steal from them. When Derek woke the next morning, he was shocked to learn what had happened and what he had slept through. The Adventurer. Grant was a farmer who lived in a small village. He would often say, "I wished I could find treasure, rescue people, and have great adventures." One day, Grant was plowing his field when he heard someone screaming for help. The screams were coming from one of the neighboring houses, and he rushed in. "Who is it? I will save you," he declared. But when he looked around, he felt very silly. It was just his neighbor Mr. James watching a horror movie on TV. A few days later, Grant was going to the market in his wagon. As he turned around a sharp bend in the road, he saw two robbers attacking a girl. Grant charged forward. He pulled the girl onto the wagon, leaving the robbers standing by the roadside, looking surprised. The girl told the police everything, and the robbers were soon caught. Grant was just glad that he had finally found adventure.
Thanks for watching. Do like, share, subscribe to Sahil Book House.